Hello everyone, my name is Tapiwa Mafundu and I'm a second year law student at Midlands State University. During my spare time after studying, I always watch this man called Joshua Maponga. He has been doing a lot of online videos. I started to know him this year after Apostle Talent Chiwenga was responding to his video whereby Joshua Maponga has been saying he doesn't acknowledge a white Jesus. Okay, that's not my business. My business today is that I want to make a response to one of his videos. I don't know if it's one or two of his videos whereby he was saying if Zimbabwe continues to use Roman Dutch law and continues to use the Bible as part of its day-to-day living, then it's actually condoning or it's actually acknowledging colonization. And he said by the mere use of a constitution, then Zimbabwe is acknowledging colonization because these are babies of colonization. You know, some of you might not know or may know, but by definition, the constitution is the supreme law of this country. And right now we are using Amendment 20 of 2013, which was promulgated in May 2013, Amendment number 20. That is the supreme law of the constitution, which the supreme law of the land which we are using in Zimbabwe. So Mr. Maponga was saying by using constitution we are using a baby of colonization, or we are acknowledging colonization. So I want to make a response to Mr. Maponga. This is not an attack on you, Mr. Maponga, but this is just a response because the moment you make those videos and post them on YouTube, you want us the people to comment and review. We don't just accept everything you say like you say it. There is also room for criticism. There is also room for a point of correction. You have been doing a lot of good work whereby you did videos like do not be afraid of money and shopping skills, amongst other good videos whereby you were enlightening the youths on how to run their day-to-day lives. And that's a good work, I acknowledge that. But what I don't agree with is when you said the country should do away with the constitution, or countries, African countries should do away with the constitution because the constitution is a creature of colonization as well as the Bible. Before I make this response to you, Mr. Maponga, I want you to take on a historical overview of Roman Dutch law, how it came to be applied in Zimbabwe. Roman Dutch law was first applied in South Africa at the Cape Colony of Good Hope, whereby a man called Jan van Riebeeck came with his allies, and he was involved in trade at the Cape Colony of Good Hope. That man, you know, a country cannot run, or a place or a community cannot run without the laws governing the people living there. We can't live in anarchism whereby if I get involved in conflict with another fellow, there should be a law which should address our problems and our bone of contention. So Jan van Riebeeck was coming from Holland, and he came with Roman Dutch law principles. Roman Dutch law was very appealing because it was a codified law. It was a law which was easy to access. It was law which was organized. So it was easy to access because Roman Dutch law was the only codified law by the time, and it was being used in the Netherlands. So Roman Dutch law, due to its classic nature, due to its civilized nature and accessibility, it became easy for Jan van Riebeeck to take that law to South Africa. So he was mainly involved in trade, like I said. So in 1795, the law that was applicable at the Cape Colony of Good Hope was the Dutch laws, until the British came and they were involved in a fight, and the British took over the Cape of Good Hope, and it was now called the Cape Colony of Good Hope. So when the British came, they did not do away with everything that was Roman Dutch, because Roman Dutch law was, like I said, was a law that was appealing, that was codified, that was straightforward and civilized. So when the British came, they had their English laws, and the Roman Dutch law was being used by the Dutch at the Cape Colony of Good Hope in South Africa. So the British, when they came, they introduced their English laws, which fused with the Roman Dutch law to make English Roman Dutch law, which was now being administered at the Cape Colony of Good Hope. So remember that is how the whites came to South Africa. Then after colonizing South Africa, Zimbabwe was considered as a second land. Remember, Zimbabwe is next, we are a neighbor to South Africa. So there was that temptation to extend that colonial interest, those colonial interests into Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe was colonized in 1891 after Lord Bengula gave mining rights in 1888 to the British South Africa Company, which was led by Cecil John Rhodes. So when the British came into Zimbabwe, it's not like they didn't want to use local laws which were being used in Zimbabwe. Remember, before colonization, we had laws, we had our own laws, which included, which were being administered by the kings, by the chiefs, and other superior village personnel. So we had our laws, but the problem with our laws was that the laws were not written anyway. The laws were not codified. The laws were only found in the hearts and the heads and the minds of those who administered the laws. There was no way to reference the laws. The kings, like I said, and the headmen and the chiefs were the custodians of the Zimbabwean law. So even if the whites wanted to use our own laws, they had no way to reference our law from. So that's how the Roman Dutch law came to be used in Zimbabwe. So from 1891, when Zimbabwe was colonized, there was the federation. The Roman Dutch was being lost. The government, the federation, whereby Rhodesia was amalgamated with Zambia and Malawi, which was the Federation of Rhodesia and Nyasaland, which was called the federal government. The UDI also used the Roman Dutch laws. The GNU, whereby Tsvangirai agreed on a power sharing agreement with Robert Mugabe. That was Roman Dutch law that was being used. Okay, Mr. Maponga, straight to my point. I might get lost. In Zimbabwe, we had our customary laws. Whenever we had disputes, people went to customary law courts, which were called the Dari. It was called the Dari, whereby people would go and resolve their issues. If one is found guilty, he can be fined cattle or sheep or goats, depending on whatever the matter was. So, I, as a law student, I don't find anything wrong with the Roman Dutch law. Like I said, the Roman Dutch law is a civilized. I'm not saying Africans are not civilized, but I'm saying the Roman Dutch laws are civilized. In fact, we had laws that were being used in Zimbabwe, but due to times which were changing, some of the laws became inapplicable in Zimbabwe. I'm trying to say we are moving with technology. So I want to say, I want to ask this question, Mr. Maponga. How would the local courts solve a case whereby people or the applicant and the defendant are being involved in a fraud case? Obviously, that is a difficult case to be solved by a customary law court. Another weakness that might be found in our local laws is that, let's take for example the issue to do with the wills, the issue to do with criminal law. Of course, we had criminal laws in Zimbabwe, and criminal issues were addressed at the Dari, the local courts, the customary law courts. In Zimbabwe, we still acknowledge the customary law, but due to technology and times which are changing, I think it's better if you use the Roman Dutch law, because it's scientific and it addresses the issues technically. Of course, the Constitution really acknowledges customary law. We had not done away with customary law. We use customary law in our day-to-day living. From the customary law courts, the headman, the chief, to the magistrate court, and the rank goes on like that. So we are not trying to downplay the role of customary law courts in Zimbabwe, but I'm saying the customary laws which were in Zimbabwe were not codified. That was the first weakness of the customary laws in Zimbabwe. Then the second weakness of the customary laws in Zimbabwe was that they were against women, they were anti-women, they were gender biased, the customary laws. Imagine the customary laws did not allow women to possess land. The customary laws did not allow women to own property when the husband was still alive or the husband was dead. All in all, what I can say is that the customary laws were very suppressive and did not address women issues. They were patriarchal in nature. So when the English came, they acknowledged that we had customary laws and they allowed us to solve our issues in customary ways, whereby we could solve our land issues, our adultery issues, and other issues which originated, which did not need the high courts and the other superior courts. Those issues were solved the customary way. So I'm saying customary law is being used in Zimbabwe up to today, but I'm saying Roman Dutch law, we can't do away with Roman Dutch law, because Roman Dutch law has survived the test of time. I'm not saying we should not do away with it because it is now an old law system. Okay, I want to know the suggestion you have as a person, Mr. Maponga. What laws do you suggest we should use if we do away with the Roman Dutch law? Should you say the customary law should address issues to do with the maintenance? They should address issues to do with fraud. They should address issues to do with wills, election petitions. Let's say Chamisa is disputing the election result. He should resort to the customary law courts for that election petition dispute to be addressed. That's not the issue. There is need for scientific ways to solve issues in a present day situation. I am an African, you are an African, Mr. Maponga. But I'm saying we can't do away with some of English laws and Dutch laws. Of course, as Africans, we have a tendency to hate the English, but we can't dispute that the English had some good aspects which we are still using in our day-to-day lives in Africa and Zimbabwe in particular. What is most upset and so glaring is that when you do your videos, Mr. Maponga, you are using the English language, you are not using Shona. And where did English came from? It is also a babe of colonization, Mr. Maponga. The clothes that you are wearing, those were not made in Zimbabwe. You one side, you do make some of your clothes, but we can't do away with everything that is European, that is English. We need those things. We are using cars from Germany, from Europe. We are using these phones I'm using to take videos. Everything else is moving according to the English way. Of course, we as Africans, we are technologically backward, but you can't say we should resort to everything African and jump everything that is English, because of course we hate the whites. They colonized us. They did a lot of evil things. There was apartheid in South Africa, in Zimbabwe. Whites were known for ill-treating black people in plazas and farms. That is a long time ago. And we actually know that YCF, some, I'm not qualifying to say all YCF Zimbabweans or all YCF Africans, but I am saying we can't do away with everything that is European, that is English. If you, Mr. Maponga, you are still using English and you are a Zimbabwean, then you are also acknowledging colonization, because English originated from UK, from the Great Britain and America. So you can't say by using English we are acknowledging that you are not true African, or you are acknowledging colonization, Mr. Maponga. That's what I wanted to tell you. I wish you watch this video, and I wish to see your response to this video, Mr. Maponga. Then there's this other video. Okay, in conclusion, this other video, Mr. Maponga, in which you were saying the Bible is a tool of colonization. You don't acknowledge the Bible. I wish to make another point of correction to say that the Bible in itself is not wrong. Blame the Europeans for using the Bible to advance their colonial interests. The Bible, there is no verse in the Bible which says Britain should colonize Zimbabwe. There is no verse which says Britain should colonize South Africa and Malawi and Zambia. The Bible in itself, don't touch the Bible, Mr. Maponga. The Bible in itself is not wrong, but blame the perpetrator, which is Britain, which used the Bible to bribe us Africans into accepting colonization. Thank you for watching the video.